I'm going to advance the suggestion that you've probably seen these bushes growing wild, probably many times. This is Buddleia. There are many species, but the most common sort outside of gardens in the UK is Buddleja Davidii. And it's a bit of a pest. It takes its name from the Reverend Adam Buddle, a botanist of the late 17th and early 18th century. I'm not clear what link he has to the plant, if any. If you know, let me know in the comments section. It used to be spelt Buddleia, which is the Latin way of doing things, but in recent years the I has changed to a J because that's how Carl Linnaeus spelt it when he first classified it. It doesn't matter, the pronunciation is the same. Buddleja Davidii originates in China and takes the Davidii part of its name from Armand David, a missionary who observed it growing there in 1887. David was also a botanist, and generally it seems that we owe an awful lot of our understanding of biology to monks, vicars and missionaries with time on their hands. The plant was first observed growing wild in Britain in 1922. The plant is popular with gardeners, being colourful and attracting butterflies with its nectar. Indeed, it's often nicknamed the butterfly bush. Unfortunately, it can be quite hard to control and easily escapes cultivation thanks to its light airborne seeds, of which it produces up to 3 million per plant per year. It doesn't need a lot of soil to take hold and likes places where water drains easily, so you can see it growing in quarries, alongside railway lines, even in crevices of buildings. During and after the Second World War it was nicknamed the bomb site bush because urban wasteland resulting from bombing gave it a nice habitat. It particularly likes railways because the seeds get pulled along by the air currents from passing trains and it can grow mostly undisturbed. The problem is that it forms deep, woody roots which thicken and harden, which makes it hard to get rid of and also means they can break masonry and brickwork apart. Not something you want on, say, a viaduct. It can grow up to 5 metres tall, meaning it can interfere with power lines and signals, and because it can grow basically anywhere, it can be quite difficult to get to if it has to be removed. It grows on riverbanks too, which can cause problems of a different kind. It crowds out native plant species whose roots serve an important purpose in binding the soil. The totally different root structure of Buddleia can result in changes in erosion patterns which can be devastating at times of flooding. The speed with which it spreads can not only drive out other plant species, but invertebrates too, which in turn affects species that feed on those invertebrates and disrupts the ecosystem. It's a problem on the south coast around Dover and Folkestone where it thrives on the chalky soil and is destroying the grassland in the area. It appears there won't be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover if it can't be controlled. There may not even be white cliffs. Okay, but the butterflies like it, right? That's a good thing, right? Not necessarily. Butterflies love Buddleia, but caterpillars don't. They need different plants to live on, and they don't get that if their favourites are killed off by their parents' hangout. So Buddleia isn't even good for the butterflies in the long run. It will come as no surprise to learn that Buddleia is classed as an invasive non-native species in Britain, Ireland and New Zealand, among other places, and Oregon has even outlawed its sale. So what's to be done? Well, gardeners can reduce the spread by deadheading the flowers as soon as they fade. That's when they release their seeds. This is hard work, but kind of a win-win as it makes the bush more attractive to butterflies. Alternatively, there are dwarf and ornamental varieties as well as sterile variants which aren't a problem. Unfortunately, it may be too late. The plant is so prolific and hard to control that even if every gardener in Britain did their part, the chances are that there are already too many wild plants. All I can suggest is that we breed some sort of giant butterfly that will eat them all. That seems to me the most sensible solution. If you can think of a more sensible solution than giant butterflies, then do let me know in the comments section. And if you can't, then maybe you'd like to consider hitting the like button, sharing the video, or even subscribing. And I will see you very soon for another video. Have a great evening. Cheerio.